There was a game in Week 15 on Sunday Night Football. It was huge for implications of the AFC wildcard. It was Mike Tomlin's Steelers versus Sean McDermott's Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills came out on top. I don't only believe that was a big game for the AFC playoffs and who was going to make it in the wild card, but it was a massive game for the coach of the year. And for some reason, nobody is talking about Sean McDermott as the coach of the year in the NFL in 2019. A lot of people are talking about Mike Tomlin. And you could argue that Mike Tomlin had the better roster. He was also at home in that game versus Sean McDermott's Bills. And Sean McDermott came out on top. Everybody's talking about John Harbaugh, but he has the MVP of football, whether he's been amazing as a coach or not. I mean, Lamar Jackson is special. We can all see that. Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers, great defense as well as offense, and he doesn't coach much of the defense. Sean McDermott should be the coach of the year in 2019, in my opinion, and this is the case that I will make. Before I dive into my case for Sean McDermott as coach of the year, make sure that you do Gronk spike the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below your opinion. Do you see Sean McDermott as a potential coach of the year candidate, and do you think he deserves to win the award? To me, the coach of the year, they do one thing. Great coaches do this, and that is maximize their talent. They put their talent in the best positions to succeed and ultimately the best positions to get their team a victory. They also get the best out of their players, whether that's through motivation or through scheme or through both. They do a great job of that, and Sean McDermott does all of this. McDermott, since day one with Buffalo, has not only gotten the best out of his players, but he's also cultivated a culture. Think of the Buffalo Bills before Sean McDermott. 17 straight seasons without a playoff appearance. Not even saying hi to the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills have made it 2 out of 3 seasons with Sean McDermott. That speaks to how great of a coach Sean McDermott is, not only on the field, but also off the field in cultivating that culture. And the Bills have a very strong culture, which is why I'm a Patriots fan and I'm sitting here and I'm cheering for the Bills sometimes. I like watching the Bills because Sean McDermott's a great coach, and I see what he is building in Buffalo is very, very awesome, honestly. And Sean McDermott, I think it's really shown up this season. You know, the first season, they were able to make the playoffs, squeak their way in. I believe they were 9-7, and that was with Tyrod Taylor. And I'm not saying Tyrod Taylor is bad, but he's no Tom Brady. That's for certain. But Tyrod Taylor and the Bills were able to make it the playoffs because of Sean McDermott and his great coaching. And then 2 years later, they go through the whole transition to quarterback to Josh Allen. And now they're a really dangerous dark horse AFC team that still nobody is talking about because of the Buffalo Bills. And they're pretty good. And they're only going to get better into the future. This is the first team in Buffalo since 1999 with 10 plus wins. This is the first time that the Buffalo Bills have clinched a playoff berth with 2 games to spare since 1991. That is the Jim Kelly days in Buffalo. That's how long ago it's been since a Bills team has been this good. And really, it's not because of the talent. As much as I like a lot of the players on the team, and I think a lot of the players are very good, Tre'Davious White, Hyde, I like Allen as their young quarterback. I think they've had some nice stories like John Brown and Cole Beasley at receiver that they signed this offseason. Singletary as a rookie has been pretty promising. And obviously they have some good players up front. But it's not like it's an all-star team. It's not like it's one of the more talented rosters in the NFL. I don't think anybody would put the Bills as a top 10 talented team in the NFL. And that also speaks to Coach of the Year candidacy here. Everybody would put the 49ers in the top 10. Everybody would put the Ravens in the top 10. The Bills, they're not a household name type of team. If you ask a casual NFL fan to name 2 players or 3 players on the Bills, I guarantee you they struggle because only hardcore NFL fans really know their players because they are very good, a lot of them. But at the same time, they're not big names and they're not guys that stick out on the marquee. They might know Josh Allen. They might know Frank Gore because he's Frank Gore. But who else would they really know? Maybe Tre'Davious White? Maybe Hyde because he played for the Packers? Maybe John Brown because he was on their fantasy team? Who would they really know? So for me, McDermott gets the best out of his players, and he gets the best out of players that, let's be honest, they're not all-stars, a lot of them. McDermott, the thing that I always complain about a lot of coaches in the NFL, and even recently with Mike Tomlin, I've always said, what does Mike Tomlin do really well? Is he a defensive guy? Is he an offensive guy? Is he a special teams guy? What is he besides a motivator and a team head? McDermott is a defensive guy, and that's been obvious since day one. He turned this defense around from day one, just like that. And primarily as that defensive coach, that is the specialty of the Bills. That is the Bills' identity. And he immediately made it the Bills' identity. And this season in particular, this is the reason why the Bills are winning. Because of McDermott's incredible ability to scheme on defense, to find the right players for his scheme, to in-game manage his players, and then to prepare his players for taking away what a team does best. In a similar fashion to Bill Belichick, who I would say is the only coach, defensive-wise, that's better than McDermott on that side of the ball. I think McDermott's the second best defensive coach in the league, and it shows up in the stats as well. Second in points, third in yards, third in passing defense, second in points per drive, third in yards per drive. His defenses are always well prepared. They always are in the right spots in pass coverage, especially. They're an excellent pass defense. And yeah, some of that is talent. Tre'Davious White, Hyde, Poyer. These guys are talented, but at the same time, McDermott is scheming and saying, okay, watch out for this combination and this formation. Watch out for what this receiver does in this spot at this time on this down. And McDermott finds different coverages and different team-specific things that he does week in, week out that are very, very, very special and next level for a defensive coach that allow his team to create turnovers and to win games. The Bills' defense has only allowed 21 points twice. One was an aberration. That was the Philadelphia Eagles' over 30 points, which is the only time the Bills have allowed 30 points this season. They have only allowed 21 points, as I said, twice. The other game was the Baltimore Ravens, which I don't think any team did better versus the Baltimore Ravens offense. And some of that was because of the Bills' turnovers and poor offense that set up the Ravens for some scores in that game. And they did the best versus Lamar Jackson that I can remember this season. The Bills, their identity is their defense. But it also, as a head coach, you need to be able to manage an offense. And with their offense, they don't have a lot of big-time playmakers. Like I said, they have some nice stories, but not a big-time playmaker. Josh Allen's that young quarterback that I think McDermott has done a good job of bringing along in his development. And Josh Allen's getting better week in and week out. And the Bills, if you really look back at it, the last two seasons, they're 15-10 with Josh Allen. The Bills as a team went 6-10 last year, but with Josh Allen, I believe they were 5-6. So this was a team that was nearly 500 with a rookie quarterback last year with not much around him on offense. And this year, he has brought, with McDermott, success and the playoffs to Buffalo once again. This is why Sean McDermott is the coach of the year. He gets the best out of his talent, not an excellent roster, in my opinion, especially offensively. Defensively, they are one of the best units in the league, which is his specialty. And he's bringing success, and he's bringing an identity and culture to a franchise that has lacked that for almost 20 years. So the Buffalo Bills, Sean McDermott, to me, is my coach of the year, and that is why. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. If you agree, spike the like button, subscribe to the Bottom Line View for more NFL videos just like this, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.